All right, let's talk about HIV, but maybe not in the way you're used to hearing about it. We're going to dive into the source material to understand this virus for what it really is, one of the most sophisticated, meticulously planned heists ever pulled off, and it's all happening inside the human body.
So how does a virus actually manage to hijack a human cell? Well, for HIV, it's like something straight out of a spy movie. We're talking about a high-stakes operation where the target is our body's own immune system, and the goal? Nothing less than a complete takeover. You see, HIV isn't just some random bug floating around. Nope, it's a biological machine with one single-minded objective: to turn our cells, our critical T cells, into its own personal virus factories. It is a master of espionage, a saboteur on a microscopic scale, engineered to infiltrate and corrupt from within. So how does it actually pull this off? Well, the source material we're digging into lays out the entire plan, the whole blueprint for the heist. It all happens in 8 distinct steps. Let's break down the first part, the invasion. Okay, so these first 4 steps are all about getting in the door. First up, attachment. Think of this as the virus picking the lock on the target T cell. Then, step 2, fusion. It literally melts into the cell membrane and injects its criminal crew and its secret plans. Once it's inside, step 3 is uncoating. It takes off its trench coat, sheds its disguise, and gets ready for the most brilliant part of the whole plan. All right, this next part, reverse transcription, it's pure genius. See, the virus's plans are written in RNA, which is like a foreign language to our cells. Our cells, they only read DNA. So what does the virus do? It brings its own master forger, an enzyme that rewrites its RNA plans into perfect counterfeit DNA. Now it's got a blueprint that the cell's command center will accept as its own. Just incredible. Okay, the crew is in and the fake blueprints are ready. Now for the takeover. Step 5, integration. That forged DNA gets smuggled right into the cell's vault, the nucleus, and is slipped right into our own DNA. I mean, wow, the cell is officially hijacked. From that point on, the cell is forced to read the virus's instructions, churning out viral parts. Steps 7 and 8 are the final assembly line, cutting the parts to size, putting them all together, and then releasing a brand new army of viruses to go pull the same heist on other cells. I mean, that is one incredibly smart invasion plan, right? So how on earth do we fight back against something so perfectly designed? Well, this is where the counteroffensive begins. Modern medicine has figured out how to sabotage this heist at almost every single step. And that's the key thing to understand. We're not just throwing random stuff at the virus. The antiretroviral drugs we have are like specialized agents, each one designed to sabotage a very specific part of that heist. It's a targeted strike, designed to throw a wrench into the viral machinery at its most vulnerable moments. And here is our arsenal, straight from the source material. Just look at this table. Each class of drug is a specialist. And check out the naming conventions. It's like they have their own code names. You've got the integravir drugs, the integrase inhibitors. Their job? Stop step 5 dead in its tracks. No integrating into our DNA. Then you have the navavir drugs, the protease inhibitors. They bust up the final assembly line. Seriously, from blocking the front door to gumming up the replication machine, we have a countermove for almost everything the virus tries to do. But here's the thing. A single drug isn't enough to stop a virus this good at adapting. You can't just use one trick. That's why the modern strategy isn't about a single magic bullet. It's about a full-on coordinated attack. So today, the gold standard is what we call a treatment cocktail, or ART. You'll see here that a preferred regimen like Biktarvy isn't just one drug. It's actually 3 different drugs packed into one pill. So why 3? Well, HIV is a master of disguise. It mutates like crazy. If you only attack it in one place, it'll just find a way around your defense. But if you hit it from 3 different angles, all at the same time, the virus just can't keep up. It's almost impossible for it to develop resistance. Now, these drug cocktails are, without a doubt, scientific miracles. They're lifesavers. But, they're also incredibly powerful medications. And that means there's a human element here. Real-world things that patients and their doctors have to manage every single day. Yeah, managing the treatment itself is a huge part of living with HIV. This table gives you a little peek into that world, with some handy mnemonics to remember common side effects. I mean, look at that as Anavir. They actually call it Bananavir because it can sometimes cause a harmless yellowing of the skin. It really shows how you're always balancing the incredible power of these drugs against their potential side effects, and finding the perfect cocktail for each person is absolutely key. And that personalization goes even deeper. Take something like pregnancy, for instance. It's a huge factor. The source shows us that while a lot of these drugs are perfectly safe, there are some really important exceptions to be aware of, like with dolutegravir. The fact that we have this level of detail, that we can tailor treatments so specifically to protect both mother and child, it just shows you how far we've come.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, by breaking down this viral heist step by step, from the moment it picks the lock to the final getaway, science has built this incredible counteroffensive. It's truly transformed HIV from what was once a death sentence into a condition people can live with long term. And that really brings us to the big question, right? With treatments so good they can stop the heist in its tracks, making the virus undetectable, what's next? What's the next frontier? A vaccine? A full-on cure? It's an exciting time, and the fight is definitely not over.